picks up. All right, talk. Try it again. Why are you not? Can you hear you hear yourself?
No, I hear the music. That's it. But yeah, I don't hear us. But at least I hear the show. Because before I couldn't even hear that. So.
All right. This is why I'm glad we.
Yeah. Right. We would have never known otherwise.
Yeah. Headphones. Let's try that. Try talking now.
It's me, Mario, or Luigi.
Test.
Wait. I hear you.
All right. I see you talking. Talk again, Kim.
Yeah, I hear us now. So. A little weird when we're talking on there, then talking on here.
I know.
Shit, double.
I try to keep everything somewhat in order.
Right.
But I think we're okay.
Yeah, I was gonna say I can hear us now. So.
All right.
I think you figured out whatever it was.
It happens.
Right. Well, that's why we're on air early to check things out.
It's the only way to be.
Right.
Okay. I suppose I'm going to start the intro music. Let's go.
Let's do this thing.
I'm ready.
Alrighty.
Sorta.
Let's kick this pig.
That seems mean.
A little bit. You bruised the bacon. Nobody wants bruised bacon.
Can you bruise bacon?
I don't know. I suppose if you kick the pig hard enough, you could probably bruise the bacon. I mean, you could probably at least bruise the pig. So, same thing.
No, I'm not buying bruised bacon. I think that's a fallacy.
All right.
Here we go.
Alrighty.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Y'all are listening to the Overseas Connection podcast.
Shut up and sit down.
Here we go!
Would you kindly? I think we're just getting started. Medic! I'm a witcher.
I think this is more than you can handle.
He sits on his ass all day.
Let's do this.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Overseas Connection podcast. You're coming live from the West Wing, Roseville, California, not the Oval Office. It's August 4th, 2024. We are a video game podcast. We're going to talk about video game stuff. We're going to talk about life stuff. I am joined by the lovely Kim Woods.
Yes, sir. I'm here finally after 2 weeks of being gone. I'm back. So,
Yeah. Kim, where can people find you? What's your social media handles?
I am GamerGirl27. That's everywhere. It's a little different on PlayStation. It's still basically the same, except it's GURL_27, I think. So
Perfect.
Yeah.
Send nudes to there. Okay. Awesome.
they already do.
Yeah. Yeah. Greg DeLacy, Gamertag, Murphy's Law, OC_Murphy's Law on Twitter. And we do this every Sunday, 8 p.m. in the UK. Although there's no UK people here, which is kind of odd. Just saying. 12 p.m. on the West Coast, 3 p.m. in the East Coast, 2 p.m. in the Central Time Zone, as if anybody cared. And yeah, I think that's the run up. We're on Twitch, we're on YouTube, so like, subscribe, do the thing the kids do. We're older now. We can't say we do. We don't do these things. We really don't. But do the things the kids do.
Right.
Make
Slam
yourself
that like
feel-
button.
Yeah, smash that like button.
There you go.
Smash it.
Oh, boy.
All right. We also will have an audio version of this podcast. If you happen to miss us live and you're not able to be in the chat like Boomer is right now,
Right.
chatting away, his happy little self, I just imagine him like a little happy elf. Maybe a garden gnome. Maybe that's more appropriate. No, that's
There you
more
go.
Jason. Jason's more the garden gnome. A big garden gnome, mind you. But, anyway. All right. No birthdays, I believe, to talk about right now.
None that I'm
Again,
aware
I'm
of.
horrible. I need our social media person, Robin, to handle that. He never does when he's gone. Yeah. I guess I could shout out my sister. She had a birthday on the 30th, so there's that.
Oh, well, there you go.
My brother-in-law also had a birthday on the 25th. They decided to go up to a lake north of kind of where they live in like the Orville area. Apparently, though, they were like on the cusp of the park fires, so
Ah.
they had to evacuate. Well played, well timed. Anyway, all right,
Right.
done with the birthday stuff. And I'm you know what? Do I have a birthday song? I don't even know if I think I killed my birthday song.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, I did. So you'll get this. All right, there you go. Happy birthday. I love my sister. She's a great gal. She's the one that survived the aneurysm. Go figure, like 1%. She's like the
Ow.
1% of the population. Okay, Kim, have we
Yep.
covered all the things we're supposed to cover?
I believe so. I think.
All right. Oh, look, Joysticks and Chills is in this chat. Maybe they'll do a podcast someday.
Actually, they were just talking about that in their Discord the other day. So,
They always talk, Kim. They're big
I know.
talkers.
yeah, no
Love
show.
you guys.
Anyway,
Everyone here loves story time, our favorite time of the day.
I'm feeling a little spicy today. Can you feel it?
yeah, a little bit, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I think you know why, Kim?
Why?
Because I was cooking last night. I was doing some experimental cooking.
Oh,
And when so I dabble in cooking. I'm not like I can't just make recipes up out of the thin air. And as long as I have a nice roadmap of a recipe, I'm good. But last night I went off I went off the trail, off the
Uh-oh.
reservation. And I said, okay, what do I have that I can work with? So onions,
Mhm.
fresh garlic. Like, okay, some good ingredients. And I wanted to make something healthy-ish. And I say ish in quotes. We had a smoked kielbasa sausage,
Mhm.
very large yellow pepper that was like ungodly big. And so I set
GMOs.
out. What was that?
it's a GMO. Yeah, it's got some GMOs in there, so it's mutated a little.
Exactly. But yeah, so I set out to. I'm like, okay, I'm going to make a dish that's. I'm gonna like a jambalaya in a way, but more of an Asian inspiration. So, cut up the onions, got them into the skillet, started kind of cooking them down, chopped up the garlic into a kind of a good little mince, threw that in there with the onions, started getting that to just kind of the flavor to come forward. Had cut up the I had some broccoli too. I almost forgot broccoli. So I'm like, cut up the broccoli, cut up the peppers. Important things when you're doing the peppers, not only do you de-seed them, but de-vein them. There's the
Yes.
dumb little veins that are in the, you gotta just
Yep,
carve them out.
because those are tough.
Yeah. So Julian cut everything, get it into the skillet, start cooking that all down. In the meantime, I cut up the kielbasa into like half pieces. So, slice it up, but then each slice I cut in half as well. And I had made this Asian barbecue sauce a few days back. And so I was like, I think I'm going to infuse the sausage with this a little bit. So cooked the vegetables up, pulled them out of the pan, added the kielbasa sausage, and then added in the Asian barbecue sauce along with a little more chili oil to give it a little bit of heat.
Mhm.
Cook that down to where it starts to burn a little bit, to where you see the charring happening on the sausage.
Right.
Added the vegetables back in. And then the one mistake I made, I thought we had white rice. We did not. We had gone through our white rice. I had a box of rice pilaf, or my other option was brown rice. Now, brown rice was definitely the healthier option.
Right.
However, brown rice takes 45 freaking minutes to cook.
It does. Yep.
And that was not on the cards. So, made up rice pilaf. Not the original plan, but we
Right.
pivoted and just kind of put it into a bowl. It was a nice big. It was awesome. Loved it.
Good.
Highly recommend. I couldn't give you the recipe though. I mean, the only thing I think I did outside of when I was cooking the vegetables, I did add a little bit of soy sauce, not a lot, just a little splash of soy sauce. But yeah, it was really flavorful. Made for a nice, just healthier feeling dinner.
Good.
Yeah. Do you like to cook?
I
You
do.
like to bake.
I like to bake, but I do like to cook, but I like to bake more. It's relaxing. And I don't know, then you get, sugar to eat afterwards, but yeah, I like to cook mainly because, every once in a while dad will cook, but usually I do a lot of the cooking around here. So
What's your favorite dish? In fact, in the chat, for those in the chat, favorite dish to cook, if you have one, joystick and chill. I'm sure it's got beans in it.
I don't know that I've got a favorite.
Boomer
one to
also
cook.
might have beans in it, for the record. I don't know.
Possible.
Yeah,
I don't know. I like to make beef stroganoff. That's good.
beef stroganoff. That's
mhm.
unusual.
Yeah, I like to do that. I'm really big on like stuff I can like throw in the crock pot and like leave it for hours, and then when I'm done doing whatever, there it is. So
Okay.
like beef and noodles and
I have a confession.
okay.
When it comes to crock pots, I get
Right.
nervous.
Why?
Like raw meat into the
Right.
crock pot with vegetables just seems like it's a recipe for E. coli.
Yeah, well, no, because there's heat there, so it does eventually cook. If you're that nervous about it, you could always cook the meat a little beforehand and then throw the vegetables. Because a lot of people, now I don't do it, but a lot of people do. They will take like roast and
Yeah.
they will like sear it in a pan and stuff. Cook the
Okay.
outside of it before throwing it in the crock pot. I don't do that because it doesn't bother me, and that's just more work and dirty dishes. But
Right.
a lot of people will do that. They will sear it ahead of time, then put it in the crock
So
pot.
you just take your protein, whatever it is, you throw it in the crock pot along with some vegetables,
Yep.
the beef stroganoff. And so, are you adding the noodles in there too, or how are you doing that?
Sometimes you can, or you can cook them like before and then throw them in there after everything else is done. So
I mean, if you're throwing it in beforehand, how do you make sure the noodles actually get cooked and soft?
well, like some of them, you wait like till everything else is done, and then you like had half an hour before it's like fully done. You can throw the noodles in there. You don't necessarily have to cook them like that half hour, but they do cook a little slower in the crock pot, so you kind of got to watch to make sure they don't get gummy, because that would be
Okay.
bad. But a lot of times for me, it's just easier to like cook them on the stove, and then once everything else is done, then
Yeah.
you drain them and throw them in there with everything. So that way, at least like I said, your noodles aren't going to get gummy, or they're not going to stick to the bottom of the crock pot and like burn to the bottom of the. I've had that happen before, and that's
Do you
never fun.
spray the inside of the crock pot at all?
Sometimes it depends on what I like. If I'm making like scalloped potatoes or something in there, something with a lot of
Yeah.
cheese and stuff, I'll spray it because like I said, you get that stuff stuck on there, and sometimes you're better off buying a new crock pot than trying to clean the damn thing.
Yeah.
So
One of
so
my
yeah.
favorite things to make in the crock pot.
Mhm.
So again, all things you can get off the shelf. So
Right.
I go to Costco and I get their Italian meatballs.
Mhm.
They used to also offer up a non-Italian version of the meatball, and that would actually be ideal for this recipe. But
right,
I just get whatever I can find at Costco. So meatballs. Then you take barbecue sauce, and it doesn't matter what barbecue sauce you want, but I like Bullseye for this.
Mhm.
So a big thing of Bullseye barbecue sauce. I do not measure any of this out for the record. So
right. That's the best part of it, though,
Yeah.
is not necessarily measuring everything out. You just
So-
kind of go with it.
Bullseye barbecue sauce, and take about half the container, pop
Mhm.
that into a blender. Grape Concord jelly,
Right. Yep.
a good amount of Concord jelly, and then butter and garlic mixed together, melted, and then add that in. A little bit of cayenne pepper, not too much, but a little just to give it a little heat.
Mhm.
Blend that all up. Makes an awesome barbecue sauce for the meatballs. And then within the meatballs, you have the meatballs cooking, you add in pineapple, put in the barbecue sauce. It's a perfect dish to bring to like a party where you're like supposed to bring something.
Right. Oh,
Everybody
okay.
loves
I've never
meatballs.
actually did the grape jelly and the meatballs thing, but maybe I'll have to try that now. So
Yeah. I mean, key is that you have the barbecue sauce in there with it, but I mean, it
Right,
just
right.
sweetens it up a little bit.
Mhm.
But yeah.
Ah,
And
I'll have to try that.
the butter and garlic, I learned from my days at Chevy's that they used to add garlic butter into their barbecue sauce. They wouldn't add the grape jelly, mind you, but that was
Right.
part of their coating for their barbecue wings.
oh.
So yeah,
Welcome to
Anyway,
the OC Podcast Cooking Hour.
cooking corner. Yeah. All right, and apparently none of our guys cook.
Apparently not.
Yeah, I think I saw McDonald's was an option. So don't go to McDonald's. If you have a fast food choice, don't go to McDonald's. That's all I'm saying.
No, because I'm disappointed in McDonald's. They're not as good as they used to be. So
Yeah. Well, their fries are still good.
Right.
There's something a bit crackish about the fries, but the problem is they've jacked the price up on the fries so much it's just not worth going.
Right. Well, yeah,
like
because the prices on everything is
Yeah.
not because it used to be you could load up, go. Well, now we couldn't because we live out in the middle of nowhere. But it used to be when we were going through a big town, there was fast food. You go stop by fast food. But now, hell, it costs you almost as much to hit fast food as if you went to the grocery store and bought stuff to make for supper. So
Mr. Matthews in the house. I bet he has a favorite recipe he likes to cook.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah, he's a cooking aficionado. But yeah, I used to go to McDonald's like that would be my lunchtime excursion. I would cut out. I would go get $1 soda,
Right.
$1 for a large. It was perfect. It just it just got me out of the office. So the sun touched my face, even though I was
Right.
in the car. But I would get that soda, then I'd turn around and come back to the office, just waste a little bit of time. But no more.
Right.
They can rot in hell for them
There you go.
changing the prices, bastards.
I do like McDonald's is half and half. They I don't know if it's just a summer thing or what, but they do the lemonade and the tea together, and it's really good. And they actually use real lemonade. There's actually like lemon
Well,
in it. So
you always can get that,
really, I didn't know that.
just to ask,
until-
just ask them to give you an Arnold Palmer. That's what that is.
Well, yeah, I know that's what that is, but I didn't
Yeah.
realize McDonald's had it. So and it's
They
really
will
good.
do it for you. Yeah.
Oh, I'll remember that.
Yeah.
Alrighty, thank you.
All right. So okay, we got cooking out of the way. Kim,
Yeah.
ironically, I'm going to make you skip around a little bit on your story time. I
That's
saw
fine.
birthday and funeral. I really thought because we were talking about food, funnel cake jumped into my mind.
No,
Not what happened here, but
I know.
so let's talk
but
about
funnel
that.
cakes are good. So we just had our fair like not too long ago. So that's like the only reason I go to the fair is to get the funnel cake. So anyway, yeah, I've been gone the last couple of weeks because the first weekend I was gone, it was my birthday, and I had planned to be on the show, but some friends stopped over and gave me one of my birthday presents, which is back here behind me. And we were talking, and by the time they were done talking, the show was pretty much over, so I didn't
Right.
make a show. And then last weekend, I missed the show because, my sister-in-law's father had passed away, and the funeral was on Sunday. So, family, show of solidarity sort of thing. We all went to
Family's
the funeral.
important.
So, yeah. So that's why I wasn't. So, yeah, birthdays and funerals. That seems to go together for some strange reason. Or maybe it doesn't, but the way my weekends have been here lately, that's the way they go.
Yeah.
Because as a matter of fact, I won't be here next week or next weekend because I have a birthday to go to. My little nephew Austin will be 3, so his birthday is next weekend, or at least his party is. So there you have it.
I'm reading Mr. Matthews' a heart attack recipe.
Oh God.
My go-to thing is to bring to a party is a barbecue fatty. You take 1 pound of sausage, roll it out flat, then spread with cream cheese and diced jalapenos. Roll that up and wrap it in bacon.
Oh
Right there, that's a
my.
win with the bacon. It is a win.
I'm there with the cream cheese and the jalapenos. Holy cow. Yep,
No,
I'm there.
Then he's cooking on a smoker for 3.5 hours. I'm a little bit out on that. The whole 3.5 hour thing. I need recipes that'll be faster.
Well, you probably could, speed that up a little bit. Put it in the oven, sort of thing. Maybe I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know,
He's
but I
probably
may have to
cursing
get my
right now,
brother
'cause
to
He's a smoker
make
now.
that.
apparently.
He's got a smoker, so I may have to pass that along to him and go like, "Hey, you want to make me
It's a
something?"
big thing.
Yeah.
A lot of people getting into smoking
I-
their ribs, that kind of thing. Or
I'm
in
like
this
you.
case,
I don't have the
yeah.
patience or the know-how as far as that goes. So yeah, I
No.
just leave that up to my brother. He's good at it. So
just get a cigar and blow on it for a while. And
there you go. Now, if I did that, I'd be sick. So
yeah, I know. Yeah, don't inhale. Whatever you
Right.
do, don't inhale. Okay. Kids are back.
yes, my nephews are back here a few weeks ago. Well, actually, right before my birthday, we went down to Kansas City and picked them up. So they're back. So, I've got Anthony pretty much all week and occasionally Owen when he doesn't want to go to daycare. So, but then here in 2 weeks or so, they're going to be going back to school. So there's that. Yeah, even Owen's going to school. He's all excited about it. No more preschool. It's all big school now. So,
Wow. Big boy
Yeah.
school. Okay. All right.
yeah.
That's
yeah.
exciting. By the way,
Um,
Mr. Matthew, my wife says the same thing. I believe that is a total lie. Good things do not come to you when you wait.
Not
Uh,
always.
Kim,
like
have
a
you
long
been watching
time.
the Olympics?
I haven't actually been watching it. I should have the other day because they had the equestrian events on, but I have been paying attention to it on like the internet, like who's been winning and what have they been doing and that sort of thing. So
I was like fully like I'm not watching the Olympics. I'm not watching, and all I've been doing this weekend is watching the Olympics.
yeah, well,
Yeah, the fever
there
has
you
taken
go.
hold. I cursing other countries as I'm watching on screen. Um,
There's been some definite things going on at the Olympics. It's been kind of shaking things up, like the boxing deal, which I'm not going to get into like all of it, but there's the
oh, we're
boxing
getting into
deal.
that. Come on,
Oh,
XY chromosome. That's not the only. The Olympic Committee, by the way. Okay, so for those of you that don't know, the two women in quotes fighters that are now going for gold are both men. Now, one of them, I think from Algeria,
mhm.
Technically was like certificate says woman, was raised as a woman, blah blah blah. The problem is, and here's where I have a problem with this issue, is that when tested by the IBA, which is the International Boxing Association, as well as there was another boxing, the World Championship Boxing Federation or something like that. Anyway, they both would not let her compete. And I say her, I'm trying to be nice, because in their testing, they discovered not only raised levels of testosterone, but also XY chromosome. I'm just saying this now. If you have XY chromosome, I don't care what the hell your birth certificate says or how you've been raised your whole life, on the inside, and that you may not even, maybe your testicles never descended. Maybe they just hung out up top and they never came down. You have your girl parts. I don't care what. XY chromosome, you are basically dealing with a man. And so those two just blew through basically all of the Olympic competition in the women's boxing ranks and now are competing for a gold medal. And it's just bullshit. That's all I have to say. Sorry.
I will admit I had to look a few times to make sure that she didn't look like a woman to me.
She looked like a man.
She did. I had, like I said, I had to look, and then there were some pictures of her floating around on Twitter from other things, and I'm like, okay, now I kind of see it, but in there in the ring with all her stuff on and whatever, it looked like a guy to me. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
So
anyway.
But there has been some, upsets and scandals, things. But it's the Olympics.
Yeah, there's been a lot of good competition outside of
Right.
the scandalous part. So
Right.
it's been a fun watch overall.
Right.
Let's see. I sold a couple things. You notice behind me,
Oh,
you used
good.
to have two chairs.
Yeah, I noticed you're.
They are
getting a little
gone.
less in
Yeah,
there.
slowly but surely. I cannot wait for this coffee table and those two end tables stacked on one another. Once they're
Right.
gone, I will have my office completely back to myself and I can actually set things up. Like those two helmets are going to go up on the wall.
Right. Well, good
Yeah.
luck. Hopefully, you get rid of them soon.
I hope so. It'd be nice.
I'll bet.
Kim, I made
Yes.
some birthday plans.
You did.
I did.
Ooh,
I
what are
think
you
you're
gonna
going
do
to
for
be
your birthday?
jealous.
Probably. But
Yeah. Well, my birthday, let me just put this caveat out there. I may regret these birthday plans. I likely
Oh.
will regret these birthday plans, but I'm still doing it because damn it, it's going to be fun. I'm going to Los Angeles to see the Chargers and Chiefs play. on my birthday.
oh, nice.
Yes.
I like that.
So my buddy Brad, who's a longtime friend, he and I are going to go down. He happens to be a Kansas City Chiefs fan as well.
Oh, this
So
should be
I'm
good.
gonna get him beat up. Just gonna be in the parking lot. Actually, I'll probably get beat up. There's probably gonna be more Chiefs fans than there will be Chargers fans.
Well, yeah,
But at least it's not a Raider game. But yeah, no, it's on my birthday, and talking with Cindy, and she was like, "What are you gonna do for your birthday?" And originally we were talking about throwing a party here,
right.
and she's like, "Well, what about would you want to go see a football game?" And I was like, "The Chargers are playing the Chiefs on my birthday," and I was like, now the irony is, so here's a little backstory. I went to San Diego back when the Chargers played in San Diego with Brad to go see a Chargers Chiefs game.
Mm-hmm.
We never made it to the game.
Uh-oh.
we did a lot of drinking the night before. We were going to try and go and basically scalp tickets, but we were very hungover the next day. We ended up just going to Junior Seau's restaurant, which is no longer there, unfortunately. But we went to the next day and just watched the game at the restaurant. Had a blast. The night before, when you drink a little, sometimes you have these visions. And being from up north, we get a lot of bar stuff coming in for 49ers. And at the time, I want to say it was Raiders too. I could be wrong, but it was a lot of 49ers stuff. And I always wanted, to get like the Bud Light poster with the Chargers schedule on it, something like that. And so I'm at this bar and they had just Charger shit everywhere. And I was like, oh. And I go up to the bartender. I'm like, is there any way I can get one of these posters to bring back with me? And the guy's like, no, sorry, can't do it. I'm like, that answer doesn't work for me.
Uh-oh.
So we go back to the table. And now, mind you, I was there with Brad, myself, my other buddy, Chris Brennan, and then our friend Rick. Now, our friend Rick had broken his arm. And so he was the driver. And he was actually, driving. He lived down there. Let me back up a little. He lived down there, so he was going to drive us around. So we're like, okay, here's the plan. You guys go out to the car because we're sitting right next to this awesome Chargers poster with the schedule, the whole 9 yards. I'm like, I'm going to pull the poster down, I'll haul ass out, and we're going to go. That was the plan.
Oh, boy.
And I'm all, get the car running. It totally planned out this caper in like 5 minutes at the bar top. We've been drinking a lot. Did I mention this yet?
Uh-huh.
Okay. So my buddy Brad had gone outside because there was the bathrooms were outside and around the corner type thing. So he was actually already outside when we were formulating this plan. That was problem number one.
Uh-oh.
Problem number two, my perception of time wasn't exactly good. So Chris and Rick had gotten up and were like halfway from the table to the door. And I just grabbed the poster. I'm like, go!
Oh, God.
We're hauling ass out. We're like, Brad is like walking towards us and we're like, run, run, run.
Oh, God.
Whether or not this was a big deal or not to the bar, I don't even think they noticed that I took this poster down. But to us, this was the biggest caper in the world.
Of course, right?
And then we're all piling into the car and trying to figure out where to go. Highly likely, if there had been police around, we probably should have been pulled over.
Right.
But that poster sat in the bar that I worked at in Chevy's for years. That was my pride right there. And I tacked it up on the ceiling so nobody could get to it. Anyway,
Well,
so yeah, birthday plans
At least it
set.
was successful. I was waiting for it not to be successful and like you to be carted away or something. So.
Oh no, I did throw up later on in the night, but that's totally different story.
Well, yeah, that had nothing to do with the poster though. That was just all the booze.
No. Yeah. What's this about poison ivy, Kim?
Well, it's summertime, and with me, I have one of two ways to deal with poison ivy. Either I can go in and roll around in it and never get it, or I can look at it just briefly, and I swear to God, I break out. So this year, being what it is, I barely looked at it, and of course, I don't have it so much now, but I have a little patch like right here, but I had my whole arm covered like 2 weeks ago. My whole arm was covered in poison ivy. So, yeah.
Yeah. I can't remember the last time I got poison ivy.
Mm-hmm.
And it legitimately probably would go back to me being a kid when I would go out into like the woods and like, what's that?
Right.
I don't know.
Right.
Pick it up. Sure.
Leaves us free. Let it be,
Yep. Never heard that phrase before up until I was an adult. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. Well, our thing is around here, we've got it growing everywhere. Like right now, I could look at a tree out here in our yard and it's growing up the side of a tree. It's Missouri. So it's poison ivy. It's everywhere. So, yeah. So, I mean, the cats will play in it or the kittens will. So then you go out and get the kittens. And of course, they've got poison ivy all over them. So when I pick it up, then I get poison ivy. So, it's one of those things. So
and of course, they don't really get it. It's it's on their fur. They could care less.
Yeah, it's just on them.
Yeah.
Yeah, they don't give a shit, Why are you itching, Kim? Because your little assholes won't stay out of the poison ivy. You know, and I have spray for it to kill the shit, but my problem is, especially right now with the kittens running around, I'm worried about spraying it for fear that the kittens will then go roll in it, get the spray all over them, and probably kill them. And well, we all know what my
Well,
track
Kim,
record
come on, Kim. This is really a problem. I mean, you're used to it by now.
should be. Yeah, but yeah.
By the way,
uh-huh.
since you've been gone for 2 weeks,
Right.
any animal
No.
passings?
I mean, other than raccoons, no. So
Okay, the raccoon assault continues.
yes, the raccoon assault's gonna go on for a while, but at least till wintertime when we can no longer lower the windows because it's too damn cold outside.
I
But,
feel like you should be videotaping these raccoon purgings.
Right.
And,
Yeah.
you know, we'd have to
that'll-
do a little doctoring so it doesn't get like nasty in the
graphic.
end.
Right.
But I feel like I want to say comedy gold. I envision a little bit of kind of, don't take this the wrong way, Kim. I love
Okay.
you and I have
I know.
faith in you being able to dispatch raccoons at will.
At
But
times.
there is a little bit of like a Three Stooges-ness to this. And I
Oh,
feel
yeah.
like it, you know, it's kind of like, where is it? There it is. You know, kind of
Right.
the getting to that point has to be kind of funny.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it's more like me waking up Dad and go, "Hey, we've got a raccoon out the porch," and he goes and grabs a shotgun because he's like, "Well, why don't you shoot it?" I'm like, "Well, do you want a hole in the porch, or worse, do you want me to hit the barbecue grill and blow up the house?" You know, sort
See,
of thing.
this is why it needs to be taped.
I know, right?
That's the comedy gold right there.
So, or then we shoot it and you watch it. Okay, not to get graphic, but to watch it roll across the yard, and Dad's like, "Did you see how far that one went?" Sort of thing. And I'm not trying to sound terrible about this, but I mean, to be fair, they are killing my kittens, so they
Hey.
kind of bring it on themselves. So, if they would go back to a couple of years ago when they ate with the cats and didn't bother the kittens, I would leave the fucking raccoons alone. But they're killing kittens, so
Yeah.
something's got to be done.
Okay.
I'm waiting for the hate mail now. Although I
That
haven't
is
actually got
send
any,
send both your pictures and hate mail to Kim.
That's right. Oh boy.
All right. We know the Steam Dock works. Is it working better than working, or
It
is this?
does. I was surprised. I hooked it up, and you are right. I'm going to need longer HDMI cable, but not because my TV is mounted on the ceiling. I don't know where you got that idea, but they're just short. It's kind of weird to have my TV mounted on the ceiling. Being my luck, I wouldn't get up there right. It'd fall down on me and kill me. But
That's
anyway,
the worst part. Is if you that's okay. Side note. One thing I've always wondered about is one. I've seen ceilings mounted TVs mounted on ceilings before. Ceilings mounted on TVs. I've never seen that before. But
Never ever.
TVs mounted on ceilings, yes.
Right.
But also mirrors.
Oh, I know.
How does that not scare the hell out of you that at some point that thing's going to fucking crash down on you and you
And
are going to
decapitate you.
basically die?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't get that either, which I don't know, maybe there's a certain kink that you have to get into that, but yeah, I don't understand that either. So
Boomer caught something about 20 years ago, he says. And
Yeah,
the
told him
medication took care of it.
I told him to leave those girls alone, but anyway.
Don't touch those nasty girls. They'll
There's
give
a
you poison
reason.
ivy.
But anyway, yeah, I hooked it up and I hooked my Steam Deck onto it, and it works like a charm. As a matter of fact, I put some pictures up in our WhatsApp group, and yeah, it looks really well. I'm impressed with it for, what was it, $40? But like I said, I am gonna have to buy a longer HDMI cable and a longer Ethernet cable because the ones that are on the back of my Xbox aren't really quite long enough to reach the dock. But I mean, they will, but they're pretty tight. Anyways, Steam Dock works. I kind of want to try it out with the Switch and see how that goes, but I haven't yet. So,
It's the same principle, right?
that's kind of what I thought. So we'll see. I may
Okay.
try that out this week and see if it works. So,
All right.
yeah,
I did not check Discord. Did we have any questions from Discord?
I did
think
not
we
see any. I didn't see.
Okay.
I'll check again, but I did not see any. So I think we're good on that note.
We'll probably get our questions from our chat.
More than likely.
Okay. Kim,
Yes.
since we're talking about games,
hmm
it is the start of the new month.
It is.
We have sourced. Well, we'll talk about that a little bit later, but at least we could talk about the games that we're going to get for free because we pay for a subscription for August.
Right.
Are you ready?
I am ready.
Well, then
Ready
fire
and
away.
Willing and able or
Let's
something.
see,
I
were
don't
you
know.
really ready? I feel like this, again,
I had to scroll
You're
down
fake
a little
news.
bit, but it's fine. Oh, speaking of games, I found out I get motion sickness from video games now.
Joy.
Yeah, right.
How did you find that out?
Well, I was playing Spirit of the North, and I think it's only games that have the camera where you can spin it like 360, so you can look
Isn't that
behind
like
you and all that.
Every game,
So,
practically.
well, it's been that game, and then that one game with the mech when you were a farmer, Lightyear Frontier. That one made
yeah.
me sick. But see, Call of Duty doesn't make me sick, or hasn't yet. So
I wonder if it has to do with the frame rates.
could be.
Hmm,
So
okay.
the only options that they would give me on Google, because I Googled it, because I'm like, I could take Dramamine, but at 18 pills at $5 a bottle, if I have to take one every time I play video games, that's going to get expensive. Well, they have the wristbands, so I ordered a couple of those for $8. I'm going to try those. And they said to sit farther away from my TV. Well, you can't tell it from here, but there's like a whole maybe 10 foot between my TV and my bed. So unless I move my freaking bed or move like my entertainment setup, that's not really going to happen. So I'm hopeful that the wristbands do their thing, and I guess I'll just have to wear them whenever I play video games.
So what? Okay, now this is spurring other questions. So
Okay.
what is it about the wristband that's supposed to stop you from getting motion sickness?
Well, it's got a little, like, I don't know what to call it, a button or a knob or whatever. But anyway, apparently if you go like 3 fingers down on your wrist, there's a little spot right here that if you put pressure on it, it's supposed to stop the motion sickness or keep you from getting it. Apparently it's some sort of acupuncture thing. So, and apparently according to the reviews, because there's like 16,000 reviews for these things on Amazon, they do a fairly good job. Apparently there's people that play VR games that have to wear them, and it keeps them from getting motion sick. So I don't know, but yeah, so they'll be here this week, so we'll try them. But like I said, it just seems to be the games that's got like the free floating camera that you can spin it around and look all over. That seems to be the only games that do it. And it's only started happening like within the last couple of months. So I don't know what in the hell the deal is, but they also said I could turn off like motion shake and
motion
like
blur, that kind of
motion
thing.
blur and like screen shake and that sort of thing, and that might keep it from happening too. But I'm telling you what, when I got it again for the second time, I thought to myself, I hope this isn't a fucking thing, because I don't want to have to give up video games because for fear I might get sick. So
Yeah.
we'll see how it goes.
But again, you could just play Call of Duty all the time.
Oh yeah, I know, but then that puts me out of my RPGs, and I love those. So if you think motion sickness is going to keep me from playing Veilguard, you're mistaken. I will
Hold
tough
on,
it
Mr.
out.
Matthew says my wife uses those when we go on cruises, and they work pretty well for the seasickness. Okay,
Woo-hoo! Let's hope.
all right.
So yeah.
It's like
anyway.
voodoo magic. There you go.
All right. So anyway, on to the games that we get for the month for free that we pay for subscription wise. We have for the PlayStation Plus for the month of August, we have Lego Star Wars: The Skywalker Saga for the PS4 and 5. Five Nights at Freddy's Security Breach, also on the 4 and 5. And Ender Lilies, Quietus of the Nights. Quietus, not coitus. But anyway.
Coitus of the night.
Coitus of the Nights. That'd be a game. I'm sure that's like mature.
I'm sure
rating
that's
only.
actually been made.
Probably. Anyway, Ender Lilies, Quietus of the Nights for the PS4. So,
How many times, by the way, has Five Nights at Freddy been offered up? I mean, I know it's a different version,
right.
but I mean,
Oh,
I feel like this game is like on free like every other month.
Right, and I've never played a Five Nights at Freddy game, so I think Anthony has, but I don't know. It's not my thing, so I don't care. For your Game Pass and for the month of August, we have Creatures of Ava, which will be out this week on August 7th. Mafia Definitive Edition out the 13th. Core Keeper out the 27th, and SOPA Tale of the Stolen Potato. I swear to God, it hasn't been Robinized. That is the name, and it'll be out sometime in August. They don't know when, but I'm assuming it'll be out sometime around probably when Core Keeper's out, I guess, because they didn't have a definitive date.
I do love some potatoes.
Yeah, apparently that one was stolen. And also, we have leaving Game Pass. We have Off-World Trading Company, The Texas Chainsaw Massacre, Airborne Kingdom, and Shadow Warrior 3 Definitive Edition. So I don't know when these will be leaving, but it's usually about the middle of the month when most of the new ones come on. So if you're wanting to play those before they leave, you better get to it. So anyway, onward. For your Amazon Prime games for August, we have SteamWorld Heist, Deus Ex, Mankind Divided, which I keep wanting to play that. I don't know why, because I think it's a stealthy game, and I'm terrible at those. Tomb Raider, The Angel of Darkness, also Tomb Raider, The Last Revelation and Chronicles, Gravity Circuit, South of the Circle, Loop Hero, Trek to Yomi, which I
Great
think
game.
you enjoyed.
Enjoyed that, yeah.
Yeah. Kraken Academy, Baldur's Gate 2 Enhanced Edition, Beholder 3, Hard West 2, which sounds like a Wild West porno, but I guess it's a game. Anyway, On Guard, Stray Gods, the role-playing musical, and Grime Definitive Edition.
But wait,
Whatever
there's
that-
more.
Oh, there is more. Holy shit. I forget. We also have Kiwi, Figment 2, Creed Valley, Spells and Secrets, Young Souls, Arcade Paradise, Industria, and the College Atlas, or Collage Atlas. Yeah, that's the word. What he said. Epic games for this month so far. We have from now till the 8th, we have Lumberjack, which I picked up just for the name alone. And this caused me to cackle like an idiot. But August 8th through the 15th, we have Ramen, which is not what I thought it was about. But anyway, it's
I see.
actually
I see that, and I think ramen, as in ramen
Well,
noodles. But
yeah,
no,
well, that
no,
too.
ramen.
But yeah, Ramen. But that's what it's kind of. It's like a fighting game with cooking things to it. So I don't know. Could be good. Could be bad. I don't know. So anyway, those are your free games so far for this month. I will update the list as more come out if there are. So
All right,
there
Kim,
you go.
I hate to say this.
Mhm.
I'm gonna say it now,
All right.
and it's mostly because we just said ramen, and I thought, oh, have we seen the new calendar?
No, we have not. As a matter of fact,
Should we?
Would you
debut the
like
new
to?
calendar? I
Alright.
mean, I
we can do that.
it's
I
become a
guess.
thing, Kim. It's become
I
a
know
thing.
it is becoming a thing. I want to keep my fans happy, such as they are. All right, for the cosplay calendar for August, we have the guy from Days Gone that I can't think of his name. Is it Drake or something?
Sure.
Yeah, whatever. Anyway, I know Pete played this game and he loved it, and he probably knows the dude's name, and I can't think of it. So anyway, we have that guy.
He looks like a Brett. Let's call him Brett.
We'll just go- Call him Brett. I don't know. I always thought Brett was more stuffy, but alrighty, we'll go with that. And then for our firefighters and kitty catalog or calendar, we have okay, I think that's the name. We have, I think it's Greg and Marielle. I don't know who's which, so that's up to you. I
Clearly,
make no-
Marielle is the dude, and Greg is the cat.
obviously. So there you are. There's that. So that's the calendars for August.
Oh, well, we can all live now. Everybody
Yep.
exhale. Life is
Yep.
good again.
Take a deep breath. It's fine. We're good. You know.
All right.
Yeah.
Should we talk about the games we actually played?
I think we should, because I've got like 2 weeks worth of games on here. Because, well, you know, I haven't been on here
You're
for a
only
while.
going to talk
so-
about like 2.
Okay, I can do that.
Today
Well,
I
I mean-
feel like playing computer games. Today I feel like playing computer games.
No, I'm not going to let you talk, Kim. I'm just going to play the sound effect. Damn it.
That's okay.
We roll. The show is rolling
I'm,
forward.
You know,
We're moving.
I'm
forward.
stopping the show, so you know, just
It's
play it
okay.
without me.
All right. Since you do have a laundry list of games.
I do, but it's going to be a little rather short because some of them I've talked about before. So,
All right.
but
let's
these are the games I've played.
talk about Halo and Call of Duty. Let's get those out of the way
Okay.
because on my list as well with the Halo side of things.
Right? Yeah, we had another good Halo multiplayer session, which was fun. So
We did it. And that
Anthony
spurred,
got
by the
played.
way, me to play a ton of Halo this past week.
Well, good.
Just grinding out the latest battle pass. Tempted to purchase, but have not. Will
Oh.
not. No.
Gotcha.
I might buy an older battle pass though. That's the thing. I wish more games would do this though. I must say, Halo for battle passes is fantastic because if you
I
buy your
agree.
battle pass, you can you know how the seasons come and they kind of switch you into the new
Yep.
battle pass.
Yep.
In Halo, you can go back to your old battle pass,
Right.
especially if it's something you purchased, or even I think if you didn't purchase it, some of the free ones, you still can go back to those.
Yep.
And so I love that. I also do like that they have introduced the Spartan points deal. So those who are not familiar, you know, you used to every once in a while earn kind of credits and everything you buy in the store, you buy with credits. And it's basically the Halo money, Halo bucks, if you will. And so, you know, something would cost 1,800 Halo bucks, and that's like $20 in US. But the Spartan points, they've now created this thing where you earn Spartan points when you play, and you bank those, and then they will put certain items into the Spartan points shop. And that's where you can buy stuff with your Spartan points. And this is all just free that you've earned in game. So I kind of like that. It gives you a different angle of getting stuff sometimes. So like, for instance, they're offering up this ghost armor right now where the helmet has a skeleton face inside of it and looks really cool. You could buy that for about $20 US out of the store. Or if you have Spartan points bankrolled, you could buy it using Spartan points.
That's nice.
The one caveat though, Spartan points you earn roughly 100 every game, every match. You might earn an additional 500 or 1,000 maybe in a grinding on a battle pass. The particular armor set I'm talking about, 75,000 Spartan points.
Oh well, yeah.
So you're gonna be grinding for a bit.
$20.
Yeah, but it's there. It's an option.
I mean,
like that.
I mean, especially if you're one of those people that all you play is Halo. I mean, you'll be racking them up in no time. So
yeah.
Again, I agree with you. I wish Call of Duty would do that because I don't know how many times I've been doing the battle pass on Call of Duty and maybe been close to, getting whatever it is that I wanted. And then the season's over and, well, there it is. It's gone. And I can't get it. But because I do I've noticed with Halo, because sometimes I'll go back to one of the first battle passes or whatever and I can unlock shit just by playing around no more than I do on Halo. So that is kind of nice. I agree with you there. I think they need to implement that in other places as well. So
maybe they will. Maybe down the road that'll be a Call of Duty change.
It'd be nice.
All right, let's talk about Spirit of the North, Kim.
Alrighty. I'm still chugging along with that. I think I'm in chapter 4, and I don't remember exactly how many chapters there are in this. Because as a matter of fact, I had to actually stop because that's when the motion sickness hit me. So yeah, I'm still chugging along. It's one of those games where you don't have to worry about dying or anything killing you because you don't. You're just kind of exploring and then trying, like I said, there's this red mist that's covering the land and you're trying to figure out why this red mist is doing it. Because for whatever reason, it's not a good thing because it's making certain things sick.
Now, are you playing as the fox? I have it up on screen right now. So I saw this fox running through.
Yes, you play as the fox. There is I don't know what you would call a god or whatever that you start out to follow. And then something happens and the two of you become the same thing. The spirit goes into the fox, however you want to, call it. And so then you start to go and figure out what is wrong, where this red mist is coming from, and why is it doing what it's doing, basically. And like I said, you don't die, you can't get killed or anything, but it is kind of a little bit of backtracking at times because there are these shamans that are passed away that you have to go and find. And I don't know exactly if they do anything or they're just on there for something for you to do to go find these things. Because I can't remember how many of these dudes there are, maybe 20 or something. So,
I mean, are there puzzles within it that you have to figure out, or is it just
not
really?
Really, no. They leave their little, what are they, staves, whatever they are, the little, things they pack around. You've got to go find those, and then you go find the dead shaman and put them together, and his spirit rises and he thanks you and then he disappears. So I don't know if he gives you anything because I've never noticed it. I mean, nothing comes up on the screen other than to tell you, hey, you found another dead guy. So it's like, okay.
And this is the game that gave you motion sickness.
Yeah, this is the game that gave, because you see how the camera spins around, and I think that's why. Because like I said, the camera will spin around and you can see everything and it's really quick, and I'm guessing that's what does it. I don't know, because like I said,
I figured the reason why you like playing this game is because you can make your fox jump in the snow.
Well, that too, and you can unlock different skins for the fox, like you can change colors and it changes. He gets a little glowy effect from the god or the spirit or whatever, so that changes too. Like I had a red and gray fox for a while, and it made the outline red, so that was kind of cool. And it goes to silver, and I mean, I don't know. It's on Game Pass, and I think that's why I started. And I like these little games like this that you don't necessarily aren't going to die, but it's kind of like a story thing. You follow along and you see what happens and why the world is sick or what have you. So I don't know, but it's not supposed to be very long. I think you can complete it in like 10 hours or something, so that's also right up my alley. I mean, I like my big long games, but sometimes you want something that's not going to take very long to complete. Sure. Just to say you did it. So it's on Game Pass. It's free if you want to try it. I'm all for it. Other than the fact that yes, it gives me motion
Right.
sickness and
Just beware.
whatever.
It may give
Yeah,
you motion sickness.
if you
Okay.
have problems with motion sickness, this might set it off for you, but then it might not. I don't know. I don't know why all of a sudden it's setting it off for me, but it is. So yeah, Spirit of the North. Like I said, it's on Game Pass. I will say the jumping mechanics, like okay, you see the thing jumping up in the snow. That's not so bad. But when you like got to jump up on a platform or something, the motion or the jumping motions are a little wonky. Like you start out to jump and you want him to jump like straight up and over, but instead, for some odd reason, when you hit the jump button, he might jump up and then go sideways and totally miss whatever it was you were trying to get him to jump on. So then you've got to pretty much go back and go over the thing and try it again. And that gets a little old and a little frustrating, but
I think you
Yeah.
just walked by like a dude that was like frozen in the ice.
probably, yeah.
Okay.
I wouldn't doubt it. It's probably one of them little shaman dudes. Like I said, I don't know what they're supposed to do, but you're apparently supposed to go find their and bring it back to them, and they thank
Ah.
you for it. So,
All right.
mhm. So
Pick up
yeah,
the stick.
Spirit of the North. Yeah, go. Yeah, you're a fox. Go fetch the stick. And there's even an achievement for that. If you pick up one of their little things, yeah, because see, there's one of the shaman now. He's gonna have to go find his little stick and bring it back to him, and then he'll rise up, or his spirit will rise up, and he'll thank you, and he'll dissipate. So anyway, yeah, if you find one of their little sticks and pack it around for like 3 minutes, there's an achievement for that, and it's called fetch. So
Okay. Fetch.
yeah, see, there's his little stick right there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Fetching the stick.
he's fetching
Okay.
the stick. So yeah. Spirit of the North. Like I said, it's on Game Pass. I don't know for how long. I mean, it's been on there for a while now. They still haven't gotten rid of it. So I'm gonna say it's gonna be on there tomorrow. So watch. I'll say that, and then tomorrow it'll pop up. We're gonna take this off. You know. Oh well, whatever. I'm about done with it anyway. So
Okay.
Yeah.
I got nothing else to say on that one. Spirit of the North.
there you go.
Um,
Yep.
You know what? Actually, I'll go next.
Okay. You go
Just to
next.
keep this a little back and forth. So
Uh-huh.
I did play a lot of Starfield. I'm not going to talk
Right.
about Starfield. I love
Right.
Starfield, by the way.
Well, good.
The shipbuilding is what just sucks me in.
Right.
And,
And he said
the funny part
shipbuilding,
is,
not something else.
yeah, the ship, not shipbuilding. Although sometimes it is shipbuilding, but the shipbuilding is it's great,
Right.
and yet it is so not the most important part of the game at all.
Right.
Like you could just get away with the basic ship and be fine in this game.
Right.
But there's just something awesome about being able to build a starship that's functional.
Right.
And I think that's part of it. That's the gaming of it, is to get it functional and get it to, looking the way you want it to look. Yeah. But I did try Flintlock
Ooh,
Siege.
yeah, I want to
of
see how
Dawn.
this goes because I'm kind of curious on this one.
I want to
Uh-oh.
like this game.
Right.
Mechanically speaking, there's nothing really wrong with it. It's a bit Souls-like in
Yeah.
terms of some of its combat.
Right.
Let me fast forward. But as you're going to see here in this cutscene, this is what kills it for me.
Uh-oh.
It's graphically not horrible, but
Right.
it feels like something from. Oh, here's a Peacock advertisement. Yay!
Ooh.
Let me get past that. But so you'll see it in a second here. It feels last gen,
Uh-oh.
and I just can't get past that.
Ah.
And so the voice acting is fine enough.
Right.
But when I'm watching these visuals and I look at the characters on screen, I just am like, I don't know. And then the whole Souls-like part of it,
Right.
I'm not a big Souls person.
I'm not
So,
either, and I was a little worried about that because if
Yeah.
I'm gonna go fight something and it takes me 20 different times to frickin' kill the thing, and you got to memorize every fucking move it makes, I'm kind of out. So
Yeah. And also, who would wear a hat like that? I know that was back in the day, but
right.
no, just stupid. Yeah. So ultimately it was the visuals on this just leave me wanting more. I
Yeah,
want
because that
to-
guy's face that was just on there, it looks kind of bad, like he was wearing makeup or
yeah,
something. I don't know.
it's very, you'll see it. It's very wooden. It's very, last gen.
Yeah.
If we were in last gen and this game came out, I'd be like, oh wow, this looks really good.
Right.
But for this generation, especially after having played Hellblade 2, I'm kind of like, I want more visually from my games.
It
So-
reminds me of that RPG from was it from Spiders? Shit, what was it called? But that's what this reminds me of. The game, I guess, is supposed to play really good and everything, but the graphics and stuff are really bad. Like I was playing it and like the guy's teeth.
Sorry, Christopher Matthew in the chat. I love you, man. He's all, I wore a hat like that for 4 years as a USR, in the Marine Corps. Sorry, the USMA cadet. As a cadet, he wore a hat like that.
I'm sorry.
And I'm sorry, Mr. Matthew. It is dumb. And
Yeah.
they did that to humiliate you and break you down. That was
Right.
the purpose of that dumb hat. Anyway, no, all due respect. I love Mr. Matthew, and we appreciate his service, and ongoing service, I should say.
Right.
But lose the dumb hats. Push forward for ditch the dumb hats. Anyway,
Yeah.
okay. So enough of Siege of Dawn. It just isn't my bag.
Right.
There's nothing really wrong with it. Fundamentally, it all works.
Right.
The mechanics are good. They're solid enough. Just visually, I want something more modern. And
Right.
visually, for me, this game just is last gen, and I just haven't been able to get past that. So,
Gotcha.
okay.
I may still try it out and see what it's like, but like I said, I don't remember the name of the RPG, but like I said, I think it was from Spiders is who put it out, and yeah, it's just gnarly looking because like I played it for a little while, and I like one guy's teeth would like pop in and out of his mouth, and it was like a graphic thing. It was just so weird, and I couldn't get past it. I think I stopped playing it for a while because I'm just like, oh my god, these are just awful. So I get it.
No,
I just can't think of the name of that game. I'll have to look it up.
Kim, I need to talk now about the most Kim game ever. Fit My Cat.
Yes.
What in the hell is this?
All right, I was like perusing the Xbox game sales, and this one popped up, and it was like $2 or
Wait,
less.
how can you be not Xbox sales? This is Nintendo, is it not?
No, this is on Xbox.
Okay, because I see.
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, this is where I got it from, was Xbox anyway. So anyway, it was like on sale, like I said, I think it was a couple of bucks, and it's a cat game, so of course I'm figured, I'll give it a shot. And basically what it is despite the title, which I immediately cackled at because it just sounds wrong. Right. It's a puzzle game where you have different shapes and sizes of cats, and they give you basically it's a cardboard box, and sometimes the cardboard box is fine, it's got nothing in it, and you figure out a way to fit all the cats in the box. Other times they might have like 2 balls of yarn in there somewhere, so then you've got to figure out how to arrange the cats in the box so they'll fit without landing them on the ball of yarn, because then that will kick them out and you've got to start over. So I don't know, it's a fun time wasting game when you're bored and you're sitting in the car waiting for somebody to come out of a store or something, and you want something
Time
to do.
wasting is absolutely the name I would be, or the words
Yes.
I would be using.
Yes. Or what was they call a toilet game? This would be a good toilet game because what
Are
else
there
you gonna
any
do?
air holes for the cats once they go in the cardboard box?
I don't think so, but they don't actually like shut the box. You
Oh.
finish the puzzle and that's it. So I don't think they're suffocating the game cats or anything. But yeah, that's basically what it is you've got cats and you have to figure out how to fit them in the box, which still sounds bad, but that's what it is. I don't know. Like I said, the title needs some work, but basically that's what it is. You're fitting cats.
This game ranks up there with Mr. Matthews' hat.
I didn't say it was, the most groundbreaking thing in the world, but for like $2.
This feels like this should be on a phone.
Yeah,
This
well,
is a
right.
phone
And
game.
I wonder if it wasn't at some point, so they ported
Okay.
it to, consoles maybe. But anyway, like I said, it was $2.
right.
Yeah, what the hell? I bought dumber shit for $2, so
Fit My Cat, also future adult movie.
I haven't apparently got to that part yet, but there we are. All I've seen are
moving on.
cats. Anyway, yeah, Schrodinger's cat in a box. That's what it is. Yep.
All right, no more. I can't watch it anymore. Fit My Cat.
Okay.
What else, Kim? Anything else on the list here?
Well, we played some Party Animals, and they've kind of redone it since it's been released. They've got the regular Party Animals where you pick a map, and you all do whatever the map is, like their soccer, hockey, or whatever. But they've also got a Smash mode now, which combines like 6 different maps all in one different deal, and they give you powers, although they call them powers, Pawers. Anyway, like gravitational punch, like when you punch somebody, it punches them harder and sends them out, that sort of thing. But the one thing that I kind of like, even though I'm terrible at it, is they have a Mario Kart ripoff. Only they call it Nemo Kart, but it
Oh.
is basically Mario Kart with your party animals. So I've been playing a little bit of that. And remember when I was telling you about Fist, the one with the rabbit and the giant fist
Yeah.
on his back?
Yeah.
I did not realize that the rabbit in the game of Party Animals, which also has a giant fist on his back, was the same rabbit from Fist. So yeah.
Okay.
I was today years old when I saw that and fucking made the connection in my brain that, oh, hey, that's Rayton, the rabbit from Fist, and he's in Party Animals. But anyway. So anyway, if you like these sort of party animal type games, like I said, they've redone it. I like the Nemo Kart, which is the ripoff of Mario Kart. The only thing is they need to do work on the carts, because in Mario Kart, you can kind of handle the carts pretty well. They do pretty well.
Right.
These don't corner worth a shit. I mean, you can...
but is that maybe on purpose? Because of the
Well, I
party
wonder.
animals, those characters don't handle for shit either. So
Well, right. And it
so
could
maybe
be,
they made the
but
carts
yeah,
purposefully wonky.
they do, but apparently it doesn't affect Tony, because he's kicked my ass so many times that I feel like getting the Switch out and playing Mario Kart and then going back and like beating him terribly. But yeah, because the carts don't handle worth a crap, and I'm terrible. I have yet to win a Mario Kart Party Animals race yet, so
Okay.
I've gotten close, but I can't win. So, but it's fun nonetheless. You do get a little frustrated though when somebody comes up behind you and throws a banana peel in front of you, because they do that too. They have power ups and sort of things like bombs and stuff they can throw at you and knock you off the track and lose your coins because they have coins. Like
Yeah.
I said, it's
Total
basically
Mario ripoff. Yeah.
It is a total Mario ripoff, but it's fun. So there's
Okay.
that, and yeah, other than that, like I said, I played Space Marines on the dock on the big TV, so that was fun too. And that's pretty much it so far this week. So
Okay.
yeah, I did talk about
Excellent.
COD,
Well,
didn't I?
thank you for that, Kim.
Yeah,
Nice little rundown of games.
yeah,
But now the important thing.
of course.
All right, now everybody get set. Get away from the windows. Now look,
Oh, yeah.
good. It's time for the quiz. Yeah, you know what? Oh, too bad. Tough.
So there you go. It's quiz time, Kim.
It is.
And you are the quiz master.
I am.
All right. I am
ready
nervous,
for this?
excited. The chat is ready.
Right.
Everybody,
should be.
hands off your keyboard unless
Great.
you're texting.
And anything else? Anyway.
Yeah. Yeah. Don't go there. We're all on camera right now. Okay, Kim,
alrighty.
what year are we going to?
We are going back to 2006.
2006.
Yeah, because you said you couldn't go back more than 20 years. So
Yeah.
I'm skirting the line there a little. So
Yep, okay.
2006.
2006. Okay.
And these are all three well-known games, so I didn't. I
Okay,
didn't
no
dig
more
anything
of this nonsense of finding something obscure. Yeah. Okay.
Although I could have, but no, I was nice, and these are three
appreciate
well-known games that we all know and well probably love, I guess. It's
Okay.
one of them I haven't played and I have no interest in, but whatever. So we will go, and actually these were the top 3 games in 2006 according to Metacritic, at least according to their score.
Okay.
So we will start with the third game
I am ready.
and work our way up. All right, The Elder Scrolls Oblivion.
Oh.
Or the Xbox. Well, Xbox 360. So.
Elder Scrolls Oblivion. Man.
Mhm.
So obviously it is a huge cult following,
Mhm.
fan favorite game. But I don't think it got up into the 90s. I think it was I'm going to say 88.
Are you sure about that?
No, but I'm going to say 88 regardless.
Alrighty. How about y'all in the chat? What do you think? Is he wrong? Is he right?
And Mr. Matthew probably knows this by heart. If I remember correctly, he was a big Skyrim guy.
Yeah, I was too, and I tried to play this after playing Skyrim. I couldn't do it. Because everybody was telling me how good Oblivion was and yada yada yada. And so I went
Mr.
back.
Matthew
after
said an
playing Skyrim.
82.
92.
92. Okay,
Yes,
it
it's
did get into the 90s. I thought for sure it didn't hit the 90s. It was
Well-
like flirting with it.
The Metacritic score is 94.
Oh, damn. Okay.
Yeah. Mhm.
All right.
So, yeah.
Stand corrected.
Yeah.
Take that.
Yeah.
94.
94. So there you are. All right. Here's another one that is near and dear to most of us, I would think. And that is Gears of War. For, of course, the Xbox 360.
The original Gears of War.
The original Gears of War, yeah. It was actually ranked a must play on Metacritic. So,
God.
yep.
91.
Okay. Anybody else?
Okay. That doesn't bode well for my answer, for the record, if anybody's following me on that. Gears of War on the Xbox 360. This, of course, is the game that spurred, Epic at the time, who, basically said, you need more RAM in your machine for us to make this game. Mr. Matthews coming in with a 95 for Gears of War.
And you said what again?
91.
91. Okay. Alrighty. I'll give you Boomer. I'll give you a couple of seconds.
Boomer's
and
always
we'll go.
late. He's just a little slow that way.
I know. I love him dearly, but he's a little late.
We do. All right.
Alrighty.
So, yeah.
Well, yeah, I like that. You can't go back to Oblivion and after Elder Scrolls. Yeah, because it does look terrible. All right. Boomer's in with a 90. Alrighty. 94 was the meta score.
Wow.
Gears
94.
of War. Yep.
Okay.
Mhm.
See, now I feel like this last one's going to be like a false, because he's all been in the 90s. I'm encouraged now to go 90s.
Okay. All right. Well, last but not least is a game that I've never played, and I have no intention to play, but I know a lot of people brag about it. As a matter of fact, it was also marked a must play. Actually, all three of these apparently were marked a must play. So here we are. And that would be Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess for the Wii.
Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess.
What did it score?
God, Zelda games always get great scores.
Oh, I know. I don't know why. I've never played a Zelda game.
I'm going to say it's definitely in the 90s. And just based off the previous scores, I feel like you just went to the 90s and said, I'm picking nothing but 90s. 90s, by the way, great year.
I agree.
10-year stretch also.
Right. I graduated in 96. That was a good year. So
not as good as 88. I'm just telling you now, but still. But yeah, 90s were great. Love the 90s. 96.
Okay.
96, I think.
87. So, Boomer, you're the last one to get your score in. I feel like we're on a game show. It makes me happy.
Yeah.
Anyway.
And you will win a fabulous prize of nothing.
Right. 95. Alrighty. Oops. Get back over here. The meta score for Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess, something everybody whoever have played anyway, Zelda games raves about. It was 95.
95. Boomer
95.
cheated. Just saying that now. Totally cheated. Well done, Boomer.
But yes, according to Metascore or Metacritic, these were the top 3 games of 2006. So
Mr. Matthew was, I guess, got stuck in the original Zelda on the loading screen and never went back.
I don't blame you. I know what that's like.
I remember sitting with my buddy. We just played the original Link. Or I guess it was the original Zelda. That was like a top-down. It was a horrible game. It wasn't really good at all. But at the time, thought it was the bee's knees.
Right.
There's an old school little phrase there for you, the bee's knees.
Right.
Yeah, I remember playing hours and hours and hours, just wasting time. We would take turns until somebody died and the other person would take over and, solve puzzles, that kind of thing. All right. Okay.
Yeah.
Well done.
So,
I
there you
feel sufficiently I did not bad. I did good. Not great.
No, not great,
bad.
but you didn't do bad.
Yeah. Far better than the first time you gave me the quiz, and I was off by like 40 points.
Yeah, well, I did better this time. Like I said, they were 3 well-known games, so they just popped up. They were right there. I'm like, you know what? And I saw Gears of War, and I love Gears of War, so I'm like, all right, let's do this.
Gears. I'm beyond excited.
I know,
for
right?
0 Day. Yeah.
I am too.
Yeah. Okay. Let's talk some news.
Alrighty.
Here is the fucking news.
So it's just like bad news after bad news after bad news.
Oh no.
There's nothing positive with this week's news, for the record.
Crap.
I tried. In fact, I was going to put a news story in there about the beta, Xbox game. If I could speak, it'd be great. Xbox cloud gaming on Meta Quest. and I was all excited thinking this was kind of a new thing. They were beta testing it out. No,
Right.
apparently they've been doing it for like 6 months. Phil Olsen totally like shot me down and being like, that's not news. This is like, that's fake news.
Right. I did put the thing in about them maybe putting the store back in the app, which would be nice. So
That would be fantastic.
hopefully.
It feels like half an app without the
Right.
store being there.
And I don't understand the controversy considering PlayStation is over here and they're still selling their games in the app. So I don't understand what the difference is. So,
I think it might have to do with some of the percentages. I don't know.
right. But it's
but
never
yeah.
made sense to me when they ripped the store out of the app because how easy was it? You wanted to buy a game, you hopped on the app and boom, 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 and there you are.
Well, I
you know.
think the whole reason they did that is there was the threatening of them taking down the app from like the Apple Store and the Google Store because they didn't want them to have the store in it.
Right.
And so the workaround was a link to take you off the app to a browser that would
Right.
open up the store in the browser.
All right.
But it's a pain in the ass.
It is, but like I said, considering Sony can still do it, so why can't Microsoft?
Well, it may be how they've implemented the store. I mean, maybe it is. Is it literally in the app or is it?
Yes.
All right. Okay.
Yes,
Well,
it's literally in the app. Same as Xbox used to be. So
I wonder if
I never.
do the transactions occur in the app or do they take you to the Sony
I don't
landing page?
remember. I mean, and I just got done buying a game here a while
Yeah.
back, but no, I don't remember for sure. But it never did make sense to me that one could have it and one couldn't. So I'm excited to see that they hopefully will get it worked out to where they will put that back in there. So, I mean, even if you
Alright.
don't want to buy a game, maybe you want to look one up and add it to your wish list or something. That would be a hell of a lot more handier than the way they've got it set up now.
It's true.
Anyway,
That's true.
I'll get off my soap box and let you do.
Get off your damn soapbox, Kim. Come on. We've got things to
all
talk
right,
about
God
here.
damn it.
Bungie.
Oh, it's not
Bungie.
good, is it?
No, this is a tough one. So Bungie had some layoffs.
Mm-hmm.
Roughly 17% of its staff was cut. It was a company-wide layoff. And also within this layoff, we saw Luke Smith and Mark Noseworthy, who were basically kind of the top Bungie veterans, leaving the company. Now, a lot of people thought at first they were fired. Apparently, they had left of their own accord, but they kind of knew this restructuring was happening, and so they made deals to kind of leave on their own.
Right.
Maybe that saved a couple other people's jobs. I don't know. But this puts Bungie's future in a huge cloud. I mean, obviously we know Sony owns Bungie. Sony had allowed Bungie to remain kind of autonomous, if you will. They could do what they wanted. They were allowed to make their games multi-platform. And it was all under the caveat or the umbrella of as long as they were profitable, as long as they were doing well, then Bungie was able to carry forward and be their kind of independent self, even though they were basically owned by Sony. Well, now this raises a big question mark of, is this Sony forcing a restructuring and also coming in and really taking things over? And I think that is the case. I think we're seeing basically Bungie is being folded into Sony now. They will be run by Sony management. And that brings into a lot of questions then moving forward. There was a game called Payback that was basically in development. That's now back on the shelf. And according to the story, and I'll just kind of read it from here verbatim. So Payback is on the shelf. The strategy now is let's take Destiny 2 and we're going to make smaller experience packs that are 6 months instead of the annual expansion packs they've been doing. And I guess Payback was an expansion within Destiny 2. I don't know. I don't play Destiny 2.
I don't either.
There'll be smaller experience packs going forward, and the whole idea is let's spend less to make less so that we can have Destiny 2 cost less, and then maybe we'll make enough money to make more sense going forward. It's a weird strategy, but this is the words of Jeff Grubb, I should say. So, I mean, he's interpreting some of their strategy. But in the meantime, they will keep working on Marathon and Frontiers is the name for the current strategy of shifting to these 2-a-year experience pack things. So Frontiers is kind of the new umbrella for this. The big question I have is, does Marathon stay multi-platform? Because it has been announced to be coming to the Xbox, the PlayStation 5, obviously, as well as PC. But remember, I remember Xbox made a big deal when Marathon was announced. They put out a video from that Sony showcase, basically saying all those games from Sony showcase were coming to Xbox too. That included Marathon. I could totally see Sony killing off the Xbox version.
Right.
Okay, so there's that bad news. Kim, any thoughts on this? I mean,
Well, I know they'd said here a few months ago when there were some layoffs going on, and they kind of had Destiny or Bungie by the balls then, saying, well, if the latest thing that you're putting out didn't do very well or whatever, then Sony was probably going to come in and do their thing. And now it kind of looks like that's what they're doing. And no matter how much these expansions and stuff for Destiny, how well they do, it sounds like, well, Sony's coming in and doing their thing anyway. So the writing is on the wall, as they say, and I think that's what this is. Good, bad, or indifferent. So, because some people are liking that these two guys were gone, and some of them aren't. So, I mean, but that's the internet for you. I mean, that's just the way it is. But yeah, I mean, I think we all kind of saw it, because like I said, a few months ago, they had come in and said, well, if things don't pick up, then more or less Sony was moving in. Well, obviously they didn't pick up, so Sony come in. So for good, bad, or worse, I don't know. We'll see how it goes.
all right. Well, from one bad news story to another.
Right.
Avowed has been delayed into 2025. Now, you might not think this a bad thing.
Right.
I think it depends upon your perspective on the rest of the Xbox catalog for this year.
Right.
But Xbox had planned to make this a 2024 release. But apparently, I guess even Obsidian had seemingly confirmed November 12th release date.
Right.
But that has been removed, and Xbox now has officially announced that it will release this game February 18th, 2025. So just a couple months later, if you will. I'm okay with this.
Right.
There's a lot of games coming out from Xbox in the second half of this year. This felt like this, if it didn't get moved, it was going to get buried by Call of Duty. Whether Stalker 2 was coming out. There's a couple other notable games that are going to be coming out.
And the way they made it sound is they were moving Avowed because of Stalker 2. At least that's kind of how I read it.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's part of it. I think you also have, don't forget, EA.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to be coming out with a new Dragon Age game. That should be coming out sometime then.
Right.
So I can't forget Indiana Jones.
Right.
Indiana Jones is slated for December. I do wonder now if maybe they push Indiana Jones into November.
Right.
And this way it could be part of the Game Awards if they, think about that.
I'm okay with this because, like I said, Dragon Age, the new Dragon Age is coming out, and let's face it, we all know I'm going to be balls deep in that when it comes out, and I'll put 2,000 hours into it. So that'll be the only thing I probably will be playing when it comes out, other than the occasional Call of Duty and Halo. But so I'm good with this because Avowed is probably another one that I will play. So it being pushed off till next year is fine by me because, like I said,
I'm with you.
I'm okay with
you on that. Okay, and then this is a
This is
weird
a rough
one to me. Yeah, this next story, it rubs us both wrong and for different reasons. Well, actually, probably for the same reason. So, Game Informer, if you're not familiar with Game Informer is a video game magazine company. They had been part of GameStop for the longest time. You signed up to the GameStop rewards program, and you got the Game Informer magazine as part of the rewards program.
Right.
It's a very high quality magazine. Was actually almost like a collectible.
Right.
The covers were fantastic. It was always just a very well done magazine. And they had tied that to the GameStop rewards program. Well, just this past year, they stopped that. And Game Informer came out, I want to say in May, somewhere around May, April timeframe, and said, hey, we're now launching our Game Informer magazine independent of GameStop. You can buy it and it'll be delivered to your house.
Right.
Before
that's
you
when
always
I
had,
renewed.
yeah.
So-
So, you and I both got subscriptions to it.
Mhm.
Now, I will say this: one of my very first interactions with that magazine, the new version, I thought to myself, "Wow, the quality went down. The paper quality was bad. The ink on the paper came off on your fingers if you were holding the magazine for too long." And I was just I was disappointed. I'm not going to
Right.
lie.
Mhm.
Disappointed with the quality of the magazine, but still was getting the magazine. Still read the magazine. It was kind of held up the tradition of Game Informer.
Right.
Well, we were informed, I think Friday, if I'm not mistaken, through Jeff Keighley. He made the big announcement, and then, of course, everybody else confirmed it. The Game Informer magazine is to close after 33 years. So this makes me sad because Game Informer has been around since I really got into gaming.
Right.
And it has been a go-to for me. I loved their podcast for the longest time, although the podcast kind of dipped the past couple years. But for the longest time, I would listen to their podcast, loved it. They had great E3 coverage. Again, something that's gone away.
Right.
But I very much enjoyed the Game Informer content. We, as a podcast, would source all of our new releases off the Game Informer website because they would post up all of the new releases for the entire year moving forward.
Right.
And so this is an end of an era to me. This is the death. This is the death bell of magazine. Gaming magazines are done.
Right.
I think this is the last of the Mohicans, and the Mohicans definitely did not win this war.
Right.
Kim, I mean, so you got a notice on this, just your subscription. What's going on with that?
I don't know yet, but yeah, because like you, I'd let my GameStop rewards thing lapse because let's face it, over the last couple of years, the rewards thing has kind of went terrible, and there really isn't any point to keep it. So I let it go. Well, then, like you said, about April, I think I got the deal saying, well, Game Informer's still putting out the magazine, and if you want to get it separately from the GameStop stuff, you can do that. So I went ahead and renewed because, like you, I've been getting Game Informer for years. So I mean, and for a while, for the longest time, like when that thing showed up in the mail that night, I wasn't doing anything else. I was reading Game Informer, So yeah, that sucks a little because, like I said, they've been doing it for 30 years. I'm 46, so practically my entire life almost. So yeah, it's kind of sad. I mean, I was mad enough anyway when GameStop kind of fooled around with the rewards deal and rejiggered it and changed it around. I didn't like that, and then to have this happen, and it's like, oh, man,
Yeah,
just sucks.
it's funny. I used to, like I said, it was the magazine was collectible.
Yeah.
I actually, though, I stopped because the one thing I realized, I was getting mounds of these magazines, and what the hell do you do with them?
Right.
I wasn't collecting them.
Right.
I ended up chucking them. But I did buy into this and resubscribe primarily because they had broken away from GameStop.
Right.
And this was them. And I thought, you know what? $20 a year, I will support that.
Right.
Exactly. Yeah, it was 20, or is it maybe 30 or 40? I don't know. It wasn't much.
Yeah, I think it was only like 20, I think.
Yeah. And I was just kind of like, yeah, you know what? I'll buy in. Why not?
Right.
Let's support creators in the industry. And I guess that just did not go well. I'm guessing they did not, the model wasn't there. So bummer. I hope, and this, by the way, also for the people at Bungie that got laid off, we hope they all find a landing spot. The industry is shrinking, but it's still a big industry.
Right.
All right. Last story. By the way, hello, Lord. Welcome to the chat. You're late, but that's okay. We still love you. XCOM announces Gamescom plans. So they will have a booth, and it's interesting that they still support Gamescom in a very traditional way. Whereas they were done with E3, they kind of broke off from that, but they've kind of stayed faithful to Gamescom. So they have over 50 playable games split across first-party game studios and third-party releases at the booth. They did say you'll be able to go hands-on with the following releases. So Age of Mythology Retold, Ara History Untold, which is weird, by the way. Let's just take a moment and stop here. Age of Mythology Retold, Ara History Untold.
A lot of history going on there.
And a lot of tolding. Yeah, I know. Not a word.
That sounds like something I would say.
Yeah. Oh Lord, I just saw something about family with Disney World and the second. Yeah, you do. Good luck. Take a loan out, Mr. Matthew. Take a loan out. Yeah, you never want to look at the credit card. Not after you book tickets, especially for Disneyland. Okay, so Diablo 4, Vessels of Hatred, Fallout 76, Milepost Zero, The Elder Scrolls Online Gold Road, and Towerborn. So those will all be playable.
Sweet.
Yeah, I mean,
not that I'll be there to play them, but
and the different told games.
Yeah.
I mean, I
told, retold.
Yeah, Diablo 4, Fallout 76, The Elder Scrolls Online. I don't have a huge care,
right?
But as Mr. Matthew has said, Fallout 76 is fantastic. So I know I promised to revisit it. I haven't yet. I will eventually.
Right.
They will also hold an exclusive theater presentation. And these theater presentations will include Avowed, Indiana Jones, and the Great Circle, and Starfield Shattered Space. I believe they're going to do a press conference as well, but I'm not 100% sure. I didn't see that in the story. I probably didn't look for it in the story, but we'll see. But anyway, so at least there's a little positive piece of news on what amounted to a lot of bad negative news.
And I kind of wonder if Xbox is doing this to kind of boop the nose of the others like Sony and a lot of them that aren't going to be anywhere. Because, I mean, they really played this, we're going to be at Gamescom thing really big. Like,
Yeah.
you know. So I kind of wonder if
they desperately want to make a dent in Europe.
Right.
Sony has a stranglehold on Europe for sure.
Right.
But supposedly Game Pass is doing well. And I guess Microsoft is going to continue to push the Games Pass service aspect of things. They don't care about the box. They care about the service.
Right.
And so they want you to sign up to Game Pass one way or the other.
I've already done it twice. So there you go.
Oh, okay, there you go. Kim supporting Xbox. Also,
Well, you know, I pay for mine and I pay for Anthony's. So, yeah.
Do you want to pay for mine?
Well, sure. Why not?
Well, okay then. Sweet.
Well, you know, if they'd ever get the Xbox Game Pass family thing up, we could all be related anyway.
Yeah, I have a feeling the family plan is being restructured significantly. My guess is they do it something similar like YouTube TV, which is, you can have it on multiple screens as long as it's on the house Wi-Fi,
Right.
like the home Wi-Fi type thing. If they detect a different IP address, maybe they won't let you get on.
Right.
I don't know. All right, Kim.
Yes.
Talk about some new releases.
Alrighty, yeah. New releases, Game Informer. No anymore. So I went to GameSpot, so we'll see how this holds. But your new releases for August 4th through the 11th, and can you believe it's August already? I can't. We have Fields of Mystria for the PC, August 5th. Pepper Grinder for the PS5, PS4, Xbox Series X and S, Xbox One, August 6th. Volgar the Viking 2 for the PS5, Xbox Series X and S. I don't know, I figured there was more there, I guess. August 6th. I think I played the first one of those. I can't remember. Creatures of Ava for the Xbox Series X and S and PC on Game Pass as well. One that I'm looking forward to, and I'll bet you can't figure out why. Cat Quest 3. I played the first one. I haven't played the second one yet.
So predictable.
I know. But it'll be out for PC, PS5, PS4, Xbox Series X and S, Xbox One, and Switch on August 8th. And believe it or not, I have that Cat Quest 1 and 2 for like the PC and for like the Switch, and I think for Xbox. So,
believe it or not,
keeping them
no.
afloat.
There's no believe it or not. Just believe it.
All right. Oh, and Epic. I think I bought it on the Epic store because it was free.
You've got a problem, Kim. You have
So
a
I know. I know, it's terrible. Deathbound for the PC, PS5, Xbox Series X and S, August 8th. SteamWorld Heist 2 for the PC, PS5, PS4, Series X and S, Xbox One, and Switch, August 8th. And the last but not least, I'm pretty sure, let me scroll for a minute, we have the Crush House for PC on August 9th. And I don't know if that's some sort of dating simulator or what, but there you go. So those are your new releases for this week. So go forth, buy games. Like, I'm going to.
Right.
At least one. So
I feel like the Crush House, that is like a rave party game.
that's what I wonder, if it's
Yeah.
like something like that. Oh, either that or it's some sort of like horror game where you go in this house and then you get crushed to death by something. I don't know. So
It could be.
yeah.
All right. Maybe it's about making wine.
Yeah, it could be.
The Crush House. Yeah.
Somebody will tell us, I'm sure.
All right, Kim.
Yes.
If you are sitting around the house on a Wednesday afternoon and it is roughly 2 p.m. your time, funky Central Time Zone time,
I know.
you're done with your chores.
Right.
You're looking at your TV and you're thinking, what
Right.
should I be doing? What should you be doing, Kim, at 2 p.m. that time?
Could it be playing Halo multiplayer?
I think that's the right answer.
Alrighty.
Yeah. It's all about Team Bunny.
Yeah.
Get out and have some fun, people. I'm telling you now, we have a great time every Wednesday. And the numbers always differ. Sometimes we have 3 to 4. Sometimes we have more.
Right.
I could try to rhyme the rest of this podcast, but I won't. But yeah, it's a good time. Halo multiplayer has proven it has legs. It is. They've made some really smart choices with the multiplayer, and there's just so many different maps now to play, as well as different game modes. So
Right.
I think Fatal Fridays right now are on a fatal hiatus.
A little bit. Unless I can
so just
figure out a
little
way to
bit.
make it work on my end, I might take over for Mark, but I have to see.
All right.
So
then it would be Femme Fatale Fridays.
something like that.
Huh?
Yeah,
I'm
look
gonna
at
make
you.
that note. We're making that change now. Mark, you're out. Kim, you're in. I should probably just Femme, not Femi. Femme Fatale Fridays. FFF.
Yeah.
There you go. Have you ever seen the comedian Terry Fader?
Yes.
He has I can't remember the name of the purple dude that he has, but that's what this reminds me of. Anyway, okay. Yeah. So Fridays, look for Kim. If you want to play games with her on a Friday, don't send her pictures.
Please God.
But send her a direct message to say, hey, let's hang out and play something on Friday. Likely Call of Duty dressed up as cat people.
It might be. You never know. I don't know. They had it. It was funny because Call of Duty. They had a deal this weekend called Slam Deathmatch, which basically is you're playing deathmatch, but at the end, instead of like killing them, like shooting them, you have to do a wrestling move, like a power bomb or something, in order to finish them off. And I don't know. There's something highly satisfying about being a 6-foot rabbit and like power bombing some guy, into the ground and finishing him off. I don't know. Boomer enjoyed it. He cackled like a a moron. So it's fun. So anyway, yeah.
Yowzers.
Yeah, right?
All right. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Boomer,
Not
you heard
fair.
it. I heard it. She called you a moron. I'm just saying. That's your friend right there. Stabbing you in the back. E2, Brute.
I couldn't come up with
E2.
anything else, like cackling like a chicken. I don't know. I couldn't come up with
You
something
could have said
more
little
on-
girl,
all
Kamala
right,
Harris.
Come on. Right. Oh dear.
We're not going to get political. We're not doing it.
No, not doing it.
Going to do it.
But if you do have COD and they still have the Slam Deathmatch thing, I highly recommend it. You should have heard Boomer. You'd have thought he was like kid in a candy store with the way he just laughed. It was funny as hell. So,
All right.
but yeah, if I can get this Friday thing off the ground, it'll be COD. I don't know, party, whatever everybody's got, and if I've got it, we'll give it a shot. So
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Join Kim. Femme Fatale Fridays.
we'll see what we can do.
I know. I just like the sound of it now, though, so I'm just sticking with it. Even when Mark comes back, he's got to do Femme Fatale.
All right.
All right. Shout outs, Kim. Let's do some shout outs. You don't get to
Alrighty.
drink, Kim. You just have to shout outs, okay? Come on.
I'll just die of thirst. It'll be fun. All right, shout outs. Well, we've got our shatters here, and that was Lord and CP Matthew and Boomer and Major Revenge popped in for a while there. So thank you guys for stopping in, playing our games, and I guess putting up with me calling you, names, I guess. Sorry, Boomer.
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
Moron.
Yeah.
Sorry, moron. We love you, Boomer.
Oh I'm gonna have to get him a really good Christmas present this year to make up for that, I guess. Anyway, aside from that, Tank Top, I'm glad to be back after missing you guys for 2 weeks. So I tried to pop in last weekend after the funeral, but I couldn't hear everybody over the loud Dodge, diesel powered Dodge. I couldn't hear anything, so I'm just like, "Hi, fellas," and I've got to go. So anyway, I'm glad to be back.
We're glad
to
to
do this
have you
thing.
back.
So yeah,
Kim, we've
hope
talked
everybody-
for over an hour and a half.
Holy shit! Look at us go.
I know.
Is that a good thing though, or a bad thing?
I think
don't
it's a
know.
good thing. It's been a good show. It's been fun.
All right, I'll go with that. All right. Yeah. So everybody have a good week. I know here I think it's supposed to get kind of hot for a while, and then I think it's supposed to get in like the 70s. So hopefully, because the last like 3 days, it's just been awful. So anyway, have a good week, and I will turn you over to Tank Top. So
Okay.
take it away, Griggles.
Well, Kim, this has been a slice of heaven. Thank you for being here.
Thank you.
It's you know what? This is what happens. We get a quality podcast when you don't have our Irish Mexican.
Potato!
I love that.
Also, Kim, the moron comment, Boomer did want to say,
It was a dick move.
I know. I'm sorry.
I'm done with the soundboard now. We're just going to
Couldn't
wrap
think of
this show
anything
up.
else.
Thank you to the Shatters for being here. It's been fun.
Right.
We got some cooking lessons, some
We
some
did.
smoker guidelines.
Things you never thought you'd get.
Indeed. I don't. Do I have any real shout outs? You know what?
I don't know.
Football's back.
I know, right? I'm ready for it.
I am.
not so much ready
I
for
need to. In
Taylor
fact, I need to
Swift, but-
download a sound effect for football.
Okay.
That's
Just don't let it be Taylor Swift, please. I beg of you.
I won't do that. She doesn't make a good football song. She just
No, not yet. But wait,
she's
apparently
dating a
her and-
football dude.
apparently her and Travis Kelce are engaged, according to rumor. So
I mean, you kind
God.
of saw this coming, right?
I know I did, but
Yeah.
I didn't want to.
Well, she and Patrick Mahomes' wife Brittany
Oh
gonna
God,
be
I don't like her either.
besties.
Oh,
Yeah,
I think I
makes me
just threw up a
vomit
little
my
in my mouth.
mouth.
Ooh.
Yes, Kim. Yes, this is why you need to stop supporting the Kansas City Chiefs.
No, I can't do that, but I
You
can.
could.
I
I mean-
I can't say I can't support Taylor Swift because I don't support her anyway. But anyway,
Aren't you closer to like Texas or something? Can't you just switch teams?
closer to Texas? Yeah, right. I don't know who the closest to. The Bears. I guess I could root for the Bears.
Not closer to. Wait a minute. Hold on.
I'm
You are
closer to
not
Chi-
closer
I-
to
yeah,
Chicago.
I am
Are you?
closer to Chicago than I am Texas. I don't know why you keep putting me down in southern Missouri, but I'm actually.
I want to put you in
up
the
north.
swampland, Kim. I want to put you in the swamps.
Apparently, yeah. But no, I live in northeast Missouri, so I'm closer to like Iowa than I am Texas. So I'm not
Oh, we
really
have
sure
a-
why. You...
Bobby Boucher reference in the chat.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm really trying to wrap this show up. So
I
on
know.
that note, I'm going to wrap this show up. Thank you, everybody, for being here. Come back next week. We'll be here in some fashion. Kim won't
Right.
be here, though, because
Unfortunately, not. I'll be sad. I will miss you all.
yeah, Kim now has a spotty track record. She used to be like here consistently every week in,
I
week out.
know.
Couple
But after
birthdays,
next weekend,
a funeral.
I should be fine.
I'm just
I
saying.
can't. I can't help it. It's not
That's
me. Yeah.
We still love you.
Well, the one birthday was me, but that wasn't my fault.
All right.
Anyway.
Next week, tune in. You're going to hear a lot of pasta talk.
Probably.
Robin should be back from Italy.
He'll be complaining because he probably gained 30 pounds, and
Oh, yeah. he will be. I guarantee you, we will hear a lot about pasta and food, a little bit about the wedding and the Lemon Girls. Now,
Right.
the Lemon Girls is because the bridesmaids are all wearing yellow.
Right.
But I also suspect Robin will have been drinking a lot of limoncello.
Yes.
And so,
hasn't already.
yeah, there'll be some stories. Anyway,
Indeed.
come back. We'll see you then. Thank you, everybody. Have a great rest of your weekend. We're out of here.
Bye, everyone.
Thank you for listening to the Overseas Connection podcast. See you same time next week.